What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Girl Games Podcast. I'm Amber P.
I'm Alexis Nicole.
It's been a minute. I know. We're sorry. Just life and trying to get back on track. However, here we are. Both of us are now in prep. Alexis officially joined the prep party. How are you feeling?
I am feeling good so far. Probably today-ish, the last 2-ish days. I'm starting to feel like the body fatigue a little bit, and not like significantly. It's just like, oh, now there's some like physical lag in the recovery process as far as like just the tired body feeling, like not tired to where you're like it's hard to get off the toilet and stuff. We're nowhere near that. But it's like I woke up this morning and I'm like, I feel good mentally. And then you think you can do too much, and then you like
Just
3 hours later, you're like, I tried Pilates this morning.
She's a brave girl.
And y'all, okay, so I was so I was in my student nurse organization in nursing school, and basically we would like help change certain rules, but our main thing was like fundraisers every semester, and then we would vote as a class and like donate it to certain like nonprofit organizations. So a couple semesters we did like the Ronald McDonald House, which is like where parents can stay if their kids are in the hospital or in the NICU, and they're from out of town. So it's like you just stay there free as long as there's a bed. So someone has to supply the stuff. So like we would go to Sam's and buy all the stuff. But anyway, one of the fundraising events that we held was a Pilates class. So I had a Pilates instructor that really just taught like at church. So I was like, this will be like moderate level, everyone can do it. So I knew it was hard because I did that class. But what? 10 years later, we have Pilates studio that has equipment. And
good Lord.
I didn't even know that Pilates could get harder, but it's like, you guys have seen it on Instagram. It's like the bench that moves, and it's got like the handlebars and the resistance bands and stuff. So I did that this morning. Ivana picked it, and she picked the class options and I picked the time. So I went at 6:30 this morning, and it was full body. I don't even train my whole body. So we started with abs, like, cool, we're going strong. And then we got to upper body, which was a lot of triceps. And I don't know how it all works. So there's like, you hook these bands that are connected to the machine onto the rolly pad, and that gives you the resistance. So she's like talking into the mic fast because it's kind of like dance class-esque in a mic in a dark room. So she tells everyone to switch their bands. Well, I don't know what she's doing. I'm just like looking at Ivana and like, what are you doing next? Where are you going? I'm gonna go over there too. So she like on the mic was like, I'm gonna guess 2 white and 2 gray for you. And I was like, sure.
What's that mean? Yeah.
Hard. More resistance. So I think it's like white is less, gray is a little bit more, and black is more. So I got a combo, and like after the first exercise, I realized this is like a section. It's not just one exercise. So I had to drop my bands down and I held my own on the leg part. But I can't keep up. So you guys that do Pilates on the regular, I know it's like a trend. Props to you. I probably would do it again. I may not do it fasted again. It worked as my cardio for this morning, so it's fine.
Absolutely. That counts.
Experience. So then I came home. Everything's good. So Prep Brain has started kicking in. I have done some Instacart orders, and I ordered 3 bananas, and I got 3 bushes of bananas.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of bananas I need to do something with. So I made dog treats. And then,
Oh, that's why you were making dog treats. I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay. Then that's very much Alexis's vibe and prep, so I didn't question that.
So I made dog treats, and then I found this recipe for like banana chocolate chip cookies.
Hmm.
And then there was a plot twist because I didn't realize Martin ate all my chocolate chips. So then I had to find white chocolate chips I had in the pantry. So we made it work. And then I'm like, why are these cookies taking so long? And I walk over to the oven is open. I'm baking the cookies with the oven open. It was like open this far.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So
So
that's
fun
why
process.
we were late recording this morning. It's because we were both waiting on the oven.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a flat tire this morning, so that totally just like derailed my morning. I'm not gonna hold you. I was just like, I was in such a bad mood about it because, like, my thing is something that I've been struggling with. Y'all, be my therapist real quick. It's just like every single morning this week, I have not had a moment to myself. It's like there has just always been something. And so, of course, this was the last thing. I was just fussing and cussing. I was like, God, I'm going to get this off my chest because we big mad right now. I'm fine now. Came home, had to collect my brain cells, what's left of them. Then I was just waiting on the oven with Alexis. I was like, okay, cool. I can just sit here and like woosah calm myself down. I got 5 hours of sleep last night. However, bowels are moving because we got stuck for a good bit. So I went yesterday, I went today, I double dosed my magnesium at night. So it
Yep.
was so funny because Zach was asking me, he's like, have you pooped yet? I was like, no. He's like, do I need to text Alexis and tell her to tell you to take magnesium? I was like, no, man, I got it. Like, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. It's like, we rolling now. We rolling, I
Yeah.
promise.
Once you find whatever your little concoction is, whether it's a drink at nighttime, whether
Mhm.
it's your grain supplements, eating enough veggies, spacing your meals appropriately, whatever it is that you find that makes you the number two, you don't change it.
Mm-mm. And you stick with it. It's just hard because anytime I travel, whenever sleep gets messed up, digestion goes right behind it. So it's just like trying to play catch up with sleep and then letting digestion and everything get back on track. But outside of that, yeah, we're good now. Hopefully I can get this up tomorrow. If I get this up tomorrow, today is June 9th. Tomorrow will be June 8th. I will be 7 weeks out from the Gold's Gym Classic. I'm thinking. Why are you looking at me
Today
like that?
is June 9th. Tomorrow will be June
It's
8th.
July. Sorry, July. I don't even know where we are.
You went backwards in numbers too.
I,
You
y'all, so I'm 7 weeks out, dag it, okay? Like 7 weeks out for sure. Listen, the goal is to pop up sooner. So we're a little bit closer than that, but I know for sure we're doing that Raleigh show. So yeah, like obviously prep brain in real time.
I know.
Yeah. I was like, what? What are we talking about? Y'all, I'll be on stage soon. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all
Your
I got.
delts are leaner than the I saw you 4 days ago.
You think so?
Yeah. I saw you
Listen.
with my own eyeballs and
Oh
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah, I was a water buffalo. Yeah. I'm hungry. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. This whole episode is just gonna be me crashing out.
no, I'm hungry too. Boss dropped my food yesterday. I can feel that it's moving. Um, but the hunger definitely. I woke up this morning, I was like, yeah, I'm doing this Pilates fasted, but I could eat right now.
Yeah, like even me, like right now, like the prep sweats have really kicked up over the past couple of days. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
metabolism, we're burning, we're moving. Like right now, my belly button is sweating. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm just sitting here talking, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, so topic today. Shout out to McKenna for helping us out. She proposed to Alexis, how do you know when to push in prep and how do you know when to pull back? That was correct, right?
Yeah, she said, how do you know when to keep pushing versus when to call it a season? And I think like, she really was, because we're in the middle of the national show hop
Mm-hmm.
circuit situation where everybody who did junior nationals gets into this like
Mm-hmm.
recurring circle. And 90% of the people should not be trying to do every national show all the way until nationals in December.
I
That's a long
agree.
time.
It's a really long time. I always, whenever, now I don't go out here giving unsolicited advice. Of course, if someone asks me, I'm always honest. You got to pick. Either you're gonna jump in at the top of the season, or you're gonna come in now and do USA's, North American. Like you have to pick and pull, and it doesn't it doesn't really matter like which route you choose. It all is based off of like your off season, like how much tissue did you need to put on, like life, finances. You have to take in consideration all of those things.
Yeah, and I think I know a lot of amateurs will look up to pros and see, well, so and so is doing this, so like why can't I do this? Um I would say one, once you are competitive in the pro level, you have prepped many, many times. So, while every prep is different, in general, you aren't holding on to body fat for a long time. So, the longer that body fat is stored, the more difficult it becomes to get off later. So that's even why people in long off seasons will do these mini cuts,
Hmm.
clean things up before they keep pushing for more growth. Um, so, because I know I'm gonna sound like I'm the pot calling a kettle black because I compete all the time, but mostly at the amateur level, there are big jumps that still need to be made. So unless you are in the minority section of people who don't need a significant amount of muscle in order to either get that pro card or be competitive in the pro level, um, you're going to have to choose when you take that time
100%.
and continuing to, especially if you're hanging. I get the desire. You're top 5. You're like, I'm so close, I'm so close, I'm so close. But if you are top 5 without winning for 5 shows in a row, now you've wasted the entire year as far as the goal of winning, and um, all of that time you are not growing. If you are stage lean, you're not putting muscle on. If anyone's telling you otherwise, they're
You're
lying.
a liar. Don't listen
Can
to
you
anything
grow
they
at the
say.
beginning of a prep? Yes, but as you get into a deficit, you're not putting muscle tissue on. If anything, you're eating into it. As you continue dieting, you continue cardio, you continue burning, like digging into that recovery that's not there anymore. At some point, it's going to become detrimental.
Yeah, like even us who do have tissue, because I know for me, like after this season, I already know this off season is going to be the shortest off season I've ever had. I already know that. But even us, like the longer you keep digging and going, it is inevitable. There's not enough foods, there's not enough peds, there's not enough nothing. The body will stop. I mean, you experienced that at Girl Power after you got off stage. You're like, okay, body's done. Like, there's no sense and keeping digging when the body is clearly speaking to us. Right?
Yeah. Um, and sometimes that's like you need a refresher, you need to pull back and just
Yeah.
whatever next show you were going to plan, push it out. And sometimes that means like a true full off season, scrap the prep that you just did and start again next time.
Hmm.
Um,
I will say this for like most amateurs, again, you're always going to have that genetic anomaly. Most of you are not at that place where you don't need any more muscle. Like most of you aren't, that's going to be a situation for those who have been competing for a long time. They have the tissue, likely are pros, but even still sometimes it's not even necessarily like the body. Like, girl, is your mind okay? It's like, is your mind okay? And we have to be honest with ourselves, because I've been in that situation where again it's like you have that desire, but mentally I'm like, I'm fried, I can't.
yeah,
Ciao, Rocket. You're driving me psycho.
Rocket got kicked out.
Rocket's kicked out. Rocket is kicked out. I think sometimes too athletes forget that there's levels to it. Like going back to what you said is like, oh, I'm watching the pros and the pros are doing this. Yes, always be watching, but you have to be self aware. You have to know that there's levels and you got to know where you are. A lot of girls don't have the goggles to truly see where they are.
Yeah. So um this is somewhat where one, listen, what is your body and your mind saying? And then also what are the judges saying for feedback? So if you're at this level and you're close, if you're not getting feedback, now I know we've gone over it. Sometimes the feedback can be a little blurry and you got to figure out what it means for you and your physique. Um, but depending on the feedback, that's going to give you an idea of where it needs to be. For example, um, at Girl Power, it was clear I needed to be significantly leaner than even what I was at the Arnold UK.
Mhm.
Um, and then my peak needed to work out in my favor. Um, One, the show that we were planning was a week later. That wasn't possible in a week. And we weren't really sure why I was fighting my body, other than being tired, quote unquote, but I hadn't really been prepping for that long and I wasn't feeling bad. So it was like, well, we got to figure this variable out. Otherwise, we're not going to get what we want on stage. Girl power wasn't what we wanted on stage. So it's like, where do you go from there? You regroup and figure it out. If it's that you need more muscle, you need to grow the muscle, and you're not going to do that in prep. Um, if it's that you need to be tighter and you still have the reserve, you still can keep pushing, then keep pushing and try to get that conditioning. Don't expect it to happen in a 2 week time frame though. Um, you may have 1 week in that you can be losing fat and then you're back in peak week. So pick a reasonable time frame in between those. Um, or if you're just not feeling it, then you're gonna if you're not feeling it, they're gonna be able to see it on stage. So why keep pushing 8 more weeks to get back on stage? Like that doesn't make any sense.
That yeah, absolutely. Your body's going to go where your mind goes. This is something I know oh so well. So you can have all the pieces to the pie, you can be right there 2, 3, but if your mind is not on it, you're not going to have a good presentation. If anything, you're probably going to look worse than you did the last time. A conversation that I was having with an athlete a few weeks ago. She just went to pick my brain a little bit. She did a national show, and I think this is probably a hard place to be. And I think a lot of amateurs experience this where you take the time off, you have a good off season, you're growing, you come back. This is the best you've ever looked, and you don't get in first call out because at that so she's like, okay, well now what do I do, what are your thoughts? And so yes, I have to affirm you look better than you did the last time you got on stage. However, this is hard. Just like you look better, there are other girls that showed up and looked better. And I just straight up told her, is like, your body still looks young, you still need more tissue. And that's hard to hear when you've taken a year and a half to 2 years off because you're thinking you have it, and then you get up there and it's like, just kidding. All that work wasn't done in vain. It's just a reminder that, okay, this is hard, and if I'm going to do this, if this is what I truly want to do, I have to take that feedback. I have to buckle up and keep digging. That's the reality of bodybuilding.
It's always a continuous evolution. Um,
Sometimes
so
it's not about sometimes it's not about doing more, sometimes it's about doing the same thing longer.
yeah, it's just yeah. So there was like kind of two caveats to that, or two things I was going to say. One, let's rewind a little bit. Last weekend, we were in Jersey. We went to NPC Universe and we saw Lindsay win her pro card. Um,
Lindsay!
so that was fun. Um, and her feedback was more glute. And she sent it to me, and I was like, well, welcome to the league. They don't
Yeah.
stop saying that.
No. I tell athletes the goal is for your feedback to only be more glutes. If all you're getting is more glutes, girl, you in the game. That's perfect.
Yeah, because that's for like glutes are hard to grow. And then the other thing is one, remember once you get your pro card, you're probably not winning nearly as much as you've won in the NPC ever again. And then it will probably be a hot minute before you win a pro show. Um, so enjoy the NPC because once you leave it, you are very much the small fish in the sea. Um, and then let's say I know everyone wants to be the person who does 2 shows and goes pro.
You're not.
Then you're at the bottom of the sea for a very long time because you have new muscle and
Oh,
new
yeah.
muscle is not dense.
No, it's gonna come right off.
Yeah, so the majority of those in any division that are at the top as far as, like, pros in the Olympia level in the top 10,
Mhm.
um, they've been doing it for a minute and the muscle looks like it. So
And a good example of this because I've seen it this season where some newer pros or the girls who just got their pro card, they get on stage like, oh my god, they get first call out. But keep watching as they compete in the season, and keep watching because two things are going to happen. They are going to begin to shrink because they don't have the muscle to sustain. The big dogs come out and they can no longer hang.
yeah, so and that's not to say you should win your pro card and then disappear. Um,
No,
I do think that there's a benefit in doing your pro debut somewhat soon after,
you need to see.
especially if you win an overall. Um, or if you and your coach feel that you were significantly different than those who were in your class. Yeah, get on stage, see how you compare so that you know what you need to improve in the new league. Um, but coming out of your pro card win in say, let's say July and trying to run 3, 4, 5 shows before the end of this year is
Yeah.
not a good idea.
Yeah, and I was just saying that because again, there's always girls. It can the lines can be blurred because they'll see one girl that does it. It's like, oh well, so and so did it, and it's just like, no shade, you're not her. And by the time she got to the fourth show, there was nothing left of her. So
And I mean, that's true for even very seasoned pros. Um, look at their shows from March into August.
mhm,
August is almost always a worser look if they've been constantly prepping.
yeah,
Um, if there's a break, like eh, what have I said? That's kind of what I've done the last couple seasons is I compete at the beginning of the year, have a refresher break, and then compete at the end of the year.
mhm,
Um, but something's going to suffer if you never pull your foot off of the gas.
yeah, yep. Got to be smart about it. Have a smart strategy is key, and that's the thing too. Like your coach should really be guiding you and navigating you. Like if your coach is just like, yeah, yeah, whatever you want to do, to me, that's a little bit of a red flag because especially when you have clear goals like, I want to become a pro. I want to qualify for the Olympia. We got to be strategic. We can't just be out here shooting in the dark doing whatever.
Yeah, and some of it's gonna come like the strategy may just come down to what do you want out of it. If your goal is to go into your pro debut and win, you probably shouldn't be doing your pro debut 4 weeks after you win your card.
Yeah.
Um, could it happen? Sure. Is it likely? No, especially with the new qualification system.
Mhm.
You got more girls competing in more multiple shows. So, um, for bikini and wellness, there's much more strategy that comes into it.
Mhm.
Um, if your goal is, like I said, to get a realistic idea of where you sit, um, then I think it's a good idea. I don't see like, as long as finances and stuff allow it, your work schedule, whatever, um, I don't see why not, especially with bikini. There's, like, 2 bikini shows a weekend.
Oh my goodness,
There's
absolutely.
probably something somewhat near you or in an affordable town that you can visit.
100%. Like that's what I was telling an athlete the other day who went pro. I was just kind of like, we're realistic. I was like, you're not coming out here saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna win my pro debut." I don't think it's wise for you to not get on, especially if you can, without knowing what you look like next to other girls, because that's going to give you a clear picture of where you are, what you need to do, and what to work on going into your off season. So, especially, I'm just kind of like, your bikini, you just went pro, you're already lean, girl. Go
Yeah,
see.
and I'm like, it's and this happens the longer that a division is around, the more I feel that there's a gap between the amateur versus what the pro league looks like at the
Mhm.
high levels of both. Um, Bikini, I would say the gap is closer. Wellness, the gap is far.
Yeah,
From what I have seen
it's very
at
far.
pro qualifying shows this year versus what is placing well at pro shows, um, there's not for all of the competitors, but there is significantly a jump.
Hmm.
And a lot of that comes down to it's a more muscular division, so density plays a much larger role.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't regret getting on the Tampa Pro stage 7 weeks after I won mine because I won
Yeah,
the overall, so nobody beat me, and then it's like, where do I knew I needed to grow, but, like, what
yeah.
exactly specific should I focus on?
Hmm.
Then I go into Tampa, get 3rd place. Literally everyone was like, "Are you doing Texas? It's next weekend." And I was like, "No, because I don't wanna, like, go backwards, like, I wanna leave this on a high."
Yeah.
And 2, flights a week out to Texas were like $1,200 a person, and, I couldn't afford it. I didn't have the time off from work, like,
Yeah,
it just
we're
wasn't
planning on doing that.
yeah, so I the other like, I could have called out, I could have maybe put it on a credit card
Yeah,
and then not won any money, so I'd have been in the hole and still
and
going into an off season because I
and
was not gonna win the show.
probably place lower than you just did.
Yeah, from all the stress of calling out and racking up, like, it you gotta balance, and not only does it come to strategy within the sport, but, like, strategy as a whole.
Mhm. Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Because once you're a pro, it's much more expensive. Unless you live in a large city, there's probably not a show that is just 30
Yeah.
minutes down the road like there are for NPC shows. So you're gonna be traveling, you're gonna have a hotel, you're gonna have probably a rental car, especially if you get there early, because Ubers are just as expensive as a rental car at this point.
Mhm.
Um, Unless you have amazing sponsors, which you are not going to get just because they hand you a pro card. Um,
Hello.
it's expensive. One show weekend for one person, if you went like Tuesday, 3 or 4 grand,
Mhm.
and that's being conservative with housing and food and the shenanigans that come up, and you just gotta buy what you gotta buy while you're there. Like,
Random things.
yeah, it adds up. So, unless you're running you have an endless bank account, be conscious.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Um, Posing's posted for July. Um, Taking coaching clients. We will let you know what shows we're doing when.
Alexis will be here because I got to do her hair. Maybe we'll do something. Yeah, maybe let us know. Maybe we'll do another Q&A. We can answer it while I'm doing your hair or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll be together.
We'll be together soon. She's got look at all this grow out. I got this much.
It's fine. It's fine. I let me see. I don't travel anywhere again for Stage Glam until North American Championship. Wellness Bikini Day is booked, so I don't have any more availability. Day before is Fit Model, Women's Physique Figure, and then I don't know after that.
Because
I
homie
think it's
needs a
all
break.
local stuff, huh?
I said, because homie needs a break. And Amber's just busy in October or September, October.
Yeah, I'm
Because I
busy.
got her for the Olympia, then she's going to Prague. So
Yeah. Yes and yes. So I'm booked and busy. Thank y'all so much for listening. We'll chat with you next week. Bye.
bye, guys.